minute. I was feeling too well, and I was trying to rent out a house, and I did successfully rent out my second investment property. And I was just, you know, I just want to apologize for not making a video, but I will be more consistent from now on. So today I just wanted to give you a brief market update. As you know, rates are so high. They're at about they haven't been this high since 20 years ago. So interest rates are really high, and I wanted to just share what's happening with prices with these changes that are occurring, and overall nationally what's going on with prices and what we can expect. This is a time where inventory starts to build up. That means the number of homes on the market, it's a little bit more since less people move during this time, because real estate does adjust seasonally. Okay. And this year compared to last year, we're seeing that there is a bit more homes being staying on the market. And I think most people would notice, last year a house would sell in about this time in about a month. Now it's taking even longer. And depending on the price point, it might even take more time. So I wanted to share with you about that. I also did want to talk too about Oxnard. So I'm going to pick a city and delve into this what it's like to live there. So I'll be sharing with you about that as well. And I'll be putting out a video on YouTube and Instagram and all the different platforms with the information regarding that city and what it's like to live there. If you guys want to search in a particular city, just let me know. Anywhere in California, I can help you. But in particular, we're going to talk today about Oxnard. Okay. So what is going to happen to the prices? As you know, it's going to be directed by these interest rates. The Fed has said that they're going to stop the hikes possibly, but for how long, I don't know. And additionally, the labor market is really strong, which has continued the interest rate hikes because the labor market has been doing really well. So some people think that there won't not be any more rate hikes at this moment. Banks are failing as they started since this March, as you guys remember. And the reality is, because the labor market is strong, I think we will continue to see rate hikes because the inflation isn't really controlled to what the Fed wants it to be. Now, another thing to consider is that even though I mentioned that there are more homes on the market and they are staying on the market longer, it's not because we have an influx of sellers. It's because buyers are really struggling with affordability right now. I have so many clients that actually want to buy a house and they're just waiting for these rates to drop because prices are not dropping. There is no homes on the market. Now that there are, buyers are really pulling back because they don't want to be house poor. They don't want to spend all their money on their mortgage and not be left with anything else for, go on vacation or anything else, or be able to even perform maintenance on their home. So this interest rate is really, putting a damper on buyers' plans. Some people are buying, but maybe they're buying something that's not as big or as fixed up as they preferred if they really need to buy. So that's what's I see. And this is backed up by data. So if you guys want a specific zip code, text me your zip code and I can get you the specific trending points for your specific zip code and your size home. So a lot of people are saying, oh, real estate's crashing, blah, blah, blah. It's not true. If there is any real estate crashing at this moment, it has to do more with the commercial sides and office space, because those can't be rented, but homes are high and are sustaining prices. So if rates keep going higher, I expect less people to buy. People that also need to sell are also waiting. So a lot of people that want to downsize or upsize, there's just waiting. Like they're just waiting in their big old house or in their small house. And they're just going to keep waiting because it just is so unaffordable in California for the most part. So that's how we are doing with the market. And also as a realtor, I did want to give you an update. There's a lot of stuff going on with being a realtor just at itself. There's about 2 large big lawsuits going on at the moment, and I'll give you an update next week regarding that. I could spend hours on that, and it really is going to change things mostly for buyers, not necessarily for sellers. And at one point, there was not a thing called a seller's and a buyer's agent, but now there is, and there is, depending on how this plays out, the buyer's agent commission could completely be raised. So I'll spend some time next week talking about that. All right. And now I want to talk to you guys about Oxnard. So I have moved. I've been living in California all my life, but I have been in Ventura County since 2019. And I just wanted to share personally that, I feel like Ventura County is very underrated, and I really love how people are in this place. I lived in Orange County, I lived in LA County for most of my life, and I also lived in Northern California for about 5 years. So I've gotten a taste of almost a flavor of a good part of California, like living in places extensively. And I feel like people in Ventura are overall very down to earth, very nice. And I wanted to talk about Oxnard because last year they actually got an award for being called a neighborly city. And they actually have a lot of community festivals, community engagement, volunteerism. And overall, the people in the city actually rated as really high. There's a lot of misconceptions about the place, that there aren't very good schools and that there aren't, it's not potentially safe. But there actually is a lot of very luxurious homes at different price points. And learning about the history, it's a very rich history. The city started in, I could go back to the 1800s, 1900s. And if you go now to Oxnard, it's very unique in the sense that there's architectures from all different type of eras. So 1800s, 1900s, and you'll see construction that's out. There's still new development going on there. So I made a YouTube video like going deep into this, and I will publish it this week. But I did want to mention that it's also more affordable than other places in Ventura County. And if there's a special type of financing, because agriculture is a big part of Ventura County, of Oxnard, because they used to have a sugar beet factory that started in the 19th century by the Henry and James, who were Oxnard, and the city was named after them. So I'll go into the detail, but I did want to share about that place. And there's a lot of beautiful beaches there: Hollywood Beach, Oxnard Shores. So if any of you have questions about moving to Oxnard, I'm here for you as a resource. And anywhere in Ventura, I lived in Thousand Oaks. That's where we had my second home. Or, Camarillo, please let me know. I would love to help. And I wanted to highlight just this city and that. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions regarding real estate, how you think things will play out for you, if you're thinking of selling or if you're thinking of buying, now is a good time. If you're a seller, we could also give you numbers on how things are, and the trajectory of prices are really going to depend on the interest rates. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, and I'll speak to that week by week. So if you're anything else, you guys, please remember my phone number is 323-496-6894, and I'm here for all your real estate needs. And I hope you have yourself a great evening.